My wife bought me my dream guitar with OnlyFans money, earned using our marriage as a selling point. Hey Reddit, so I'm Ethan, 33, and I'm pretty sure my life just imploded. I've always been the responsible one in my family. My older brother is Mr. Fancy Lawyer, and my younger sister is constantly needing bailouts. I'm the stable middle child, or so I thought. Now I'm dealing with something way beyond sibling rivalry. My marriage is a mess. My wife Brianna and I have always had this unspoken tension about money. I'm all about stability and she's aspirational. Let's just say she likes the finer things. This Christmas, things went from tense to nuclear. Brianna surprised me with a vintage guitar I'd always wanted. A $10,000 guitar. Turns out, she'd been funding her lavish spending with an OnlyFans account. An OnlyFans account she started 8 months ago. She was selling videos of herself and using our marriage as part of the ACT. I feel sick. Utterly betrayed. Should I be supportive? Am I overreacting? I don't even know anymore. Reddit, I'm lost. What do I even do now? The guitar, gleaming under the Christmas tree lights, felt like a physical manifestation of my crumbling reality. Brianna was so excited, so proud of herself for getting me this amazing gift. She went on and on about how much she knew I wanted it, how long she'd been saving up. Saving up. Right, then she dropped the bomb. Babe, she said, all bubbly and bright, I started an OnlyFans a while back. That's how I paid for it. My stomach lurched. OnlyFans, my wife, I felt like I was going to be sick. Right there, in front of the Christmas tree, with the smell of cinnamon rolls in the air, my world tilted on its axis. I stammered, OnlyFans. What do you mean? She just shrugged like it was no big deal. Yeah, it's been pretty lucrative. Figured I could treat my hubby to something special. She actually winked. Winked. It was like a punch to the gut. The air thickened, the cinnamon rolls suddenly smelled like ash. You've been selling pictures of yourself. I managed to choke out. Videos too, she chirped, oblivious to the horror creeping across my face. And it's been great. I've got this whole married woman angle going on. It's really popular. Married woman angle. Those words echoed in my head, each syllable a hammer blow to my soul. I stared at the guitar, this symbol of my dreams, now tainted, disgusting. It felt like she'd taken something sacred, something ours, and smeared it with filth. My hands started shaking. I could feel the blood draining from my face. I mumbled something about needing some air and stumbled out onto the porch, the cold December air a slap in the face I desperately needed. I leaned against the railing, gasping for breath, trying not to throw up. My wife, our marriage, a selling point. I felt violated, dehumanized, like I was nothing more than a prop in her little performance. When I finally went back inside, my family was there, oblivious, exchanging gifts, laughing. My brother made some offhand comment about how I looked pale, probably just the excitement of the new guitar. Excitement. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell them all what she'd done, how she'd betrayed me, how I felt like I was drowning in shame and disgust. But the words caught in my throat. How could I explain this? How could I admit that my wife was selling herself online, using our marriage as a hook? I just stood there, numb, watching them celebrate a holiday that suddenly felt like a cruel joke. The guitar sat there under the tree, a gleaming, expensive reminder of the lie my life had become. I tried to talk to her. I really did. I thought maybe if I explained how I felt, how much this hurt, she'd understand. I was so wrong. Later that night, after everyone left, I finally confronted her. Brianna, I started, my voice shaking. We need to talk about this OnlyFans thing. She rolled her eyes, rolled her eyes. Oh, here we go, she sighed like I was the problem. Are you going to give me the whole prude lecture now? Prude, I repeated, incredulous. It's not about being a prude, it's about us, about trust. You did this without even talking to me. You're selling videos of yourself online, and you're using our marriage to do it. That's not okay, Brianna. Oh my God, Ethan, get over yourself, she snapped. It's the 21st century. Lots of women do this. It's empowering, besides it's bringing in good money. We can finally afford that trip to Italy you've always wanted. Italy. She dangled Italy in front of me like a freaking carrot. Like that somehow justified the fact that she was selling herself online. My chest tightened, I could barely breathe. It's not about the money, Brianna, I pleaded. It's about respect, about honesty. You lied to me. I didn't lie, she retorted, her voice rising. I just didn't tell you. There's a difference. There's a difference. Are you kidding me? I felt my hands clench into fists, my vision blurred. I could feel the rage building inside me, hot and suffocating. This wasn't my wife. This wasn't the woman I married. This was a stranger. So, I said, my voice dangerously low, you think it's okay to deceive your husband, to exploit your marriage for profit and then call it empowering? You're just insecure, Ethan, she scoffed. You're jealous that I'm making more money than you. Jealous, insecure, that's when I knew. This wasn't a disagreement. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was toxic. She was twisting everything, making me the villain, gaslighting me. I turned and walked away. I couldn't even look at her. I went to the guest room and slammed the door shut, the sound echoing the chasm that had just opened up between us. I sat on the edge of the bed, my head in my hands, trying to process the wreckage of my marriage. The guitar, the lies. The manipulation, it was all too much. And then I heard it. Brianna's laughter drifting down the hallway, light, carefree, like nothing had happened, like she hadn't just shattered my world. That's when it hit me. This wasn't normal. This wasn't just a marital spat. This was something broken, and I didn't know how to fix it. A week later, and things have gone from bad to worse. My family, bless their hearts, decided to intervene. Which basically translates to ganging up on me and telling me I'm overreacting. My mother actually said, Brianna's just being a modern woman, Ethan. You need to be more supportive of her entrepreneurial spirit. Entrepreneurial spirit. I nearly choked on my coffee. My brother, Mr. High and Mighty Lawyer, chimed in with, Look, Ethan, it's not ideal, but she's making good money. Maybe you should just let it go. Let it go. Like it's a misplaced set of car keys. He then suggested couples therapy. As if a therapist can magically erase the fact that my wife is selling videos of herself online, using our marriage as a damn marketing ploy. Then came the kicker. My sister, who's perpetually broke, had the audacity to say, well, maybe if you made more money, Ethan, Brianna wouldn't have to resort to alternative methods. Alternative methods. I swear I saw red. I wanted to yell, to scream, to tell them all to mind their own damn business. But I just froze. The sheer audacity of it all left me speechless. The worst part, Brianna sat there, smug and silent, letting them attack me. Like she was enjoying the show. Like I was the one in the wrong. I'm barely functioning. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I'm a zombie at work. I've withdrawn from my friends, ashamed and humiliated. This whole thing, it's consuming me. I feel like I'm suffocating. And then this morning I found it, a Reddit post, on a subreddit dedicated to married of creators. And there she was, my wife, Brianna, smiling, posing with a caption that read, My husband has no idea what I do, no idea. She's still lying, still manipulating, still using me. I feel like I've been punched in the gut. Again. This isn't just about the OnlyFans anymore. It's about the lies, the betrayal, the utter disrespect. I'm starting to realize this isn't something I can just get over. This isn't a bump in the road. This is a gaping chasm. I need to do something. I don't know what yet, but I can't stay in this toxic, twisted reality anymore. I need to protect myself. I need to get out. I finally broke down and told Olivia everything. Olivia's my oldest friend, and she's also a therapist, which I guess is a bonus right now. I was hesitant at first. It's just humiliating, you know. My wife selling herself online using our marriage as a selling point. It makes me feel like I don't even know. Less than. I started stammering, trying to explain the whole OnlyFans thing, the guitar, Brianna's empowering justification. I could feel my face burning, my voice cracking. Olivia just listened, her expression growing more and more shocked. When I got to the part about Brianna using our marriage as part of her brand, Olivia's jaw actually dropped. She's advertising herself as a married woman, she asked, her voice barely a whisper. I nodded miserably. Yeah, and she's been lying about it, pretending I'm in on it. There's this whole role she's playing online, and I'm part of the act. Without my consent. Olivia was quiet for a long moment, just staring at me with this mix of sympathy and I don't know, disgust. Finally she said, Ethan, this isn't normal, this isn't okay. Hearing those words, it was like a punch to the gut, in a good way, like someone finally acknowledging the storm raging inside me. My family, they just didn't get it. They brushed it off, told me I was overreacting. But Olivia, she saw it. She validated my feelings, she understood. It's not just the OnlyFans, Ethan, she continued, her voice gentle but firm. It's the deception, the lack of respect. The fact that she's exploiting your marriage for profit, that's a huge violation of trust. Violation of trust. Those words hit me hard. I'd been so focused on the OnlyFans itself that I hadn't fully processed the deeper issue. The betrayal, the manipulation. You have every right to feel hurt, angry, and betrayed, Olivia said. Your feelings are valid, and you're not overreacting. Hearing that, it was like a dam broke inside me. I just lost it. I started crying, these huge, heaving sobs that I couldn't control. All the shame, the humiliation, the confusion, it all came pouring out. Olivia just sat there with me, holding my hand, letting me cry. And when I finally calmed down, she said something that completely changed my perspective. "Ethan," she said, "this isn't about you. This is about Brianna and her choices. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not responsible for her actions." Not responsible for her actions. That was the turning point. Up until that moment, I'd been blaming myself, wondering if I was being too controlling, too old-fashioned. But Olivia's words, they shifted something inside me. They freed me from the guilt and self-doubt that had been suffocating me. "You need to focus on what you need," she continued. "What do you need to feel safe and respected in this relationship? Safe and respected." Those words echoed in my head. Suddenly, the focus wasn't on Brianna and her OnlyFans. It was on me, on my needs, on my boundaries. And for the first time since this whole nightmare began, I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, I could find my way out of this mess. But I knew deep down that it wouldn't be with Brianna. This was something I couldn't fix. This was something broken, and I needed to protect myself. I was already a wreck. Sleepless nights, barely eating, feeling like a ghost haunting my own life. After talking to Olivia, I knew I needed to start thinking about protecting myself, legally and financially. So I started gathering our financial documents, trying to get a clear picture of our situation. That's when I found them, tucked away in a hidden folder on our shared computer, labeled Recipes. RECIPES. I clicked it open, my heart pounding, a sick feeling creeping up my throat. It wasn't recipes, it was videos. Explicit videos of Brianna, and not just regular explicit videos. These were filmed in our home, in our car, some even featured our wedding rings. And the captions, oh God, the captions. Things like, "Married and looking for some fun, my husband loves watching me do this." "Sneaking out while hubby's at work." My blood ran cold. Ice cold. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach, the air knocked out of my lungs. This wasn't just OnlyFans, this was betrayal, a calculated, deliberate betrayal. She was using our marriage, our life, as a prop in her twisted little fantasy. She was lying about me, about us, to make money, profiting off of my humiliation. The room started spinning. I stumbled back, collapsing into a chair, the laptop clattering to the floor. My hands were shaking so violently I could barely hold them. Nausea rolled over me in waves. I wanted to scream, to break something, to disappear. This wasn't just about the OnlyFans anymore. This wasn't about the money. This was about the lies, the deception, the utter disrespect. She had violated our marriage, our intimacy, our everything. And she'd done it for what? For likes, for money, for some twisted sense of validation. In that moment, something inside me snapped. The confusion, the self-doubt, the guilt, it all vanished, replaced by a cold, hard rage. I wasn't a victim anymore. I was done, done. I picked up the laptop, my hands still trembling, and copied all the videos, every single one. I then meticulously documented all our financial records. I felt a strange sense of calm wash over me, a steely resolve I hadn't known I possessed. This wasn't about trying to save the marriage anymore. This was about protecting myself, about getting out, about reclaiming my life. And I knew exactly what I needed to do next. Lawyer, divorce. Now, all right, Reddit, I'm back, and I'm not the same broken mess I was before. I've been doing some serious prep work and I'm ready to face this head-on. This isn't about saving my marriage anymore. This is about damage control. First things first, evidence. I've got copies of everything. Bank statements, credit card bills, the videos, all backed up on multiple devices. Those recipes, as she so cleverly labeled them. Yeah, those are going to be a chef's kiss piece of evidence. The ultimate recipe for disaster. For her, I consulted with a divorce attorney, a shark. This guy doesn't mess around. He laid out my options, explained my rights, and made it clear that I have a strong case. He's already drafting the paperwork. We're going for a clean break, a fair split of assets, and I'm not backing down. My strategy? Confrontation. Calm, cool, and collected. I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to scream. I'm going to present the facts, lay out the evidence, and let her dig her own grave. I'll let the videos do the talking. Support system. Olivia is my rock. She's been there every step of the way, helping me process this mess, reminding me of my worth. She'll be there when I confront Brianna, providing moral support and making sure I don't lose my cool. Having her there is huge. Mentally and emotionally, I'm steeling myself. This is going to be brutal. I know she'll try to manipulate me, gaslight me, play the victim. But I'm prepared. I've seen her true colors. I know what she's capable of. And I'm not falling for it. I'm terrified, yes, but I'm also angry. And that anger is fueling my resolve. I'm not going to let her walk all over me. I'm not going to let her get away with this. This is my life, my future, and I'm taking it back. Wish me luck, Reddit. This is the final battle, and I'm ready to fight. The air in the living room was thick with unspoken tension. Brianna was lounging on the couch, scrolling through her phone, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. Olivia sat beside me, a silent pillar of support. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding against my ribs, and placed the laptop on the coffee table. Brianna, I said, my voice surprisingly steady, we need to talk. She glanced up, a flicker of annoyance in her eyes. Can't it wait? I'm busy. No, I replied, my voice hardening. It can't. I opened the laptop, the glow of the screen illuminating the recipes folder. I clicked it open, the explicit thumbnails a stark contrast to the sterile white walls of our living room. Brianna's eyes widened, a flash of panic crossing her face. What is this? She stammered, her voice laced with a nervous tremor. These, I said, my voice cold and flat, are your recipes. I clicked on one of the videos, the sound of Brianna's moans filling the room. Her face drained of color, her eyes darting between me and the screen. How did you? She whispered, her voice barely audible. It doesn't matter, I cut her off. What matters is that you lied. You deceived me. You exploited our marriage for profit. You filmed these videos in our home, Brianna. You used our wedding rings as props. You advertised yourself as a married woman without my consent, without my knowledge. She flinched as if I'd struck her. The smugness, the arrogance, the carefully constructed facade she'd been hiding behind it all crumbled. I can explain, she stammered, her eyes welling up with tears. Explain what, Brianna? I asked, my voice rising. Explain how you justified lying to me. Explain how you thought it was okay to use our marriage as a selling point. Explain how you could betray me like this. She broke down, sobbing, trying to defend herself. I wanted us to have nice things. I wanted that trip to Italy. You wanted what, Brianna? I pressed, my voice laced with disgust. You wanted a lifestyle we couldn't afford, so you decided to sell yourself online, using me as part of the act. You lied to me, Brianna, you betrayed me, and you did it all for what? The tears streamed down her face, her makeup smudged, her carefully crafted image shattered. I'm sorry, she choked out. I didn't mean to hurt you. Didn't mean to hurt me, I repeated, my voice dripping with sarcasm. You filmed explicit videos in our house, Brianna. You used our marriage as a marketing ploy. You lied to my face, to my family. And you think a simple I'm sorry is going to fix this? You think that's enough? She looked at me, her eyes filled with a desperate plea, but I felt nothing. No sympathy, no empathy, just emptiness. It's over, Brianna, I said, my voice flat and final. We're over. Olivia squeezed my hand, her silent support a lifeline in the turbulent sea of emotions swirling inside me. Brianna's sobs intensified, but I didn't look back. I picked up the laptop, grabbed my keys, and walked out of the house, leaving her and the wreckage of our marriage behind. I didn't look back. I got in my car, took one last deep breath, and drove away. It was over, finally. And strangely, I felt free. Update, divorce finalized. It was messy. It was brutal, but it's done. Brianna tried to play the victim, tried to manipulate the situation, but my lawyer shut that down hard. The videos, the financial records, it was all the evidence I needed. My family, well, let's just say some took sides. My mother still thinks I'm overreacting. My sister actually asked if I could lend Brianna some money. I can't even. But my brother, he surprised me. He actually apologized. Said he hadn't understood the full extent of what Brianna had done. He's been supportive, checking in on me, making sure I'm okay. Having him in my corner has meant the world. Olivia, of course, has been my rock. She's helped me process all the anger, the hurt, the betrayal. I'm still in therapy, working through all the stuff, but I'm getting there, slowly but surely. I moved into a new apartment. It's small, but it's mine. It's a fresh start. A clean slate. I'm focusing on myself, on my work, on rebuilding my life. I'm still wary, still hesitant. But I'm also hopeful. I know I'll find love again, real love, honest love, a love built on trust and respect, and I know without a doubt that I deserve it. I learned a hard lesson, a painful lesson about boundaries and self-respect. But I learned it, and I'm not going to forget it. Ever. So thank you, Reddit. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. It got me through this, and I'm finally free. Update, life after the OnlyFans apocalypse. Hey Reddit, it's Ethan again. Remember me? The guy whose wife bought him a dream guitar with OnlyFans money earned by exploiting our marriage. Yeah, that was a dark time. It's been 6 months since the D-Day confrontation. The dust has settled, the divorce is finalized, and I'm finally starting to breathe again. The immediate aftermath was rough. Brianna spiraled. Lots of drama, lots of accusations. But I stayed strong. I had my evidence, my lawyer, and most importantly, my self-respect. She tried to paint me as the bad guy, but thankfully the truth prevailed. The judge wasn't buying her empowered woman narrative, especially after seeing those recipes. Karma's a bitch, isn't it? The divorce itself was a war of attrition. Brianna fought me on everything, every single thing. It was exhausting, draining, and expensive. But I held my ground. I wasn't going to let her walk away with half of what I'd worked for, especially after what she'd done. In the end, we reached a settlement. It wasn't perfect, but it was fair. And more importantly, it was over. The fallout with my family was complicated. My mother and sister still don't fully understand. They think I overreacted, that I should have been more supportive of Brianna's entrepreneurial spirit. I've pretty much given up trying to explain it to them. Some people just don't get it. But my brother, he was amazing. He stood by me, offered support, and even helped me move into my new place. He finally saw Brianna for who she really was. We're closer now than we've ever been. That's one silver lining, I guess. Olivia has been my lifeline. Therapy has been intense. I'm still unpacking a lot of baggage, working through the betrayal, the shame, the anger, but it's getting easier. I'm learning to trust myself again, to set boundaries, to prioritize my own well-being. I realized I was worth more than being a prop in someone else's fantasy. Life now, it's different, quieter. I'm in a small apartment, but it feels peaceful. I'm focusing on my work, reconnecting with friends, and rediscovering hobbies I'd forgotten I enjoyed. I even picked up that guitar again. It doesn't hold the same painful memories anymore. It's a symbol of my resilience, my strength, my new beginning. Dating? Not yet. I'm still pretty raw. The thought of trusting someone again is daunting. But I'm not closing myself off to the possibility. Someday, just not today. This whole experience, it broke me, but it also made me stronger. I learned a hard lesson about trust, about boundaries, about self-worth. I learned that sometimes walking away is the bravest thing you can do. I learned that family isn't always blood. And I learned that I am stronger than I ever thought possible. So Reddit, what about you? Any similar stories? Any advice for someone navigating the treacherous waters of betrayal and divorce? I'd love to hear your thoughts.